I wanna share when you are on the streets, yeah, a lot of people, we homeless, we got addictions, and yeah, but you have to think sometimes the waiting to go to get our spot, we had to go late, sometimes it's cold, and so we drink, we start smoking, and yeah, because we are on the street. Sometimes we don't have when it's raining, so we don't have a place, and those natural conditions, and then the bad reputation. Because there's a lot of people that have mental problems. They're on the streets. I don't know why, but they should have been on the streets. Those are the people that needs help, and a lot of help, but a lot of help. And I noticed, and thank God that I haven't had any a really violent encounter with these people. And then they release every year people from jails, and there's a months turns really dangerous to live on the streets.
Yeah.
And so in my case, I always try to be far from the train station, from bus stops, and find a spot is really hard. It's very hard. It's a blessing when you can sleep in the same place for a week. So we had always people you're not trespassing, and from nowhere they said no, you cannot stay here, and then simply there's the reputation. No, they don't want people they don't know around the neighborhoods, and then that's how it is, and then unfortunately, and even in the churches, so sometimes even in the churches we cannot stay there, or we cannot be around anyhow. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people, when homeless people start doing drugs, or start drinking, because it's hard. And then in my case, I had no problem, but other guys is really fighting after fightings and fightings and fighting. So it's a very sad. And then can you imagine for a woman? I always pray for the woman. So it's a really, they don't have peace. And we don't you don't find a right place. You need to rest your head to your brain. And if you don't have peace, that's why a lot of people is talking with somebody. I know with Jesus is talking with, they turn crazy because the loneliness. The loneliness is one of the things. You start when you don't see somebody smile to you, or give you a hand or help. You start talking with somebody, and then that's when they start using drugs, and they don't want to come back because they feel really awesome to be out of the real world. So because nobody give them a hand, and in my case, I share with you my background, but I heard somebody's background you can stop crying because they were really so sad, and so how is that possible? But there's people are really suffering, and they done nothing, and they are waiting for somebody that helps them. They can open their hearts and give them a smile, because the only thing that we receive is a rejecting, and people closing doors in our faces, and it's hard, unfortunately.
If there was a temporary shelter for you, a nice private place for you to, we have a tiny home or a tiny shelter, is that something that's appealing to you? Would that help you?
Oh sure, yeah, definitely.
How would it help you?
Well, to rest. To me, it's very important to rest. And then to have to know that you got a place to stay. That you're gonna be in a place, and then you are not looking, and then you're praying to God, and then so you can do another stuff, focusing and thinking in another thing, maybe. And like I said, maybe go to school. In my case, I would I even improve my English.
Yeah.
Go to school.